Welcome back to the courts now. The application filed by the governorship candidate of the Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, ANRP, in Akwa Ibom State, Iboro Otu, has been stalled at the Federal High Court as the judge was absent from court. TVC News' Celestina Area has details.
The governorship candidate of the Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party in Akwa Ibom State, Iboro Otu, had presented a petition at the Akwa Ibom Election Tribunal challenging the process and outcome of the general election in the state. He had alleged that there was vote buying in many of the 2,986 polling units in the state and that people were intimidated in an election where violence was rampant. Those who could not sell their vote, he claims, were stopped from voting, and some that did vote had their votes voided. This formed part of his claims Mr. Iboro presented, but unfortunately his petition was rejected at the tribunal. Mr. Iboro stated that the registrar of the tribunal rejected his petition, saying that he filed out of time. He has now approached the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja for redress on his exclusion from the Akwa Ibom State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal. He is also seeking an interpretation of the Electoral Act and the Constitution to ascertain if the registrar of the court has the right to reject his petition, even though he did file in time. At the resumed sitting, the presiding judge, Justice Ahmed Mohammed, was absent from court. No date has been fixed for mention. Salt PTC end.
Elections at Akwa Ibom State. And so, being dissatisfied with the outcome of the elections, he did approach the tribunal to file an election petition, but he was shut out, purportedly on the fact that, or the reason that his election petition was brought outside the timeline allowed by the law. But it was, that experience was quite interesting because the registry or the registrars or registrars of the electoral tribunal do not have the locus. They do not have the right to determine when an election petition is competent or otherwise. It is the judges, after taking evidence, that will determine whether it was outside the time, allowed by the law or not.
To address the issues why our case wasn't taken by the Election Petition Tribunal at Akwa Ibom State, even though we were on time, and also to try and get our case in or have the whole process toned down. We were 2 days early. We even have a video on YouTube where I had a press conference in the court premises on the day, 2 days to the election, 2 days to the deadline. So we have all this evidence to prove and show, even voice conversations where the man refused to take our petition.
Iboro is challenging the injustice meted out on him by the registrar of the Akwa Ibom State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal by refusing to accept his petition, even though he claimed to have filed in time. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.